Welcome back to One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. George Sfouggatakis here with Bradley Birne. Time to talk some Knicks, but before we get there, another quick shout out. We do have Yankees tickets available for June 5th, 2025. If you answer this question about the New York Knicks in honor of their Eastern Conference Finals berth, the 1973 NBA Finals was the last time the Knicks won a championship. Who was the NBA Finals MVP? Please call us 718-817-2750. Once again, who was the NBA Finals MVP the last time the Knicks won a championship in 1973? Call us at 718-817-2750. The game is on June 5th, 2025 at 7:05 p.m. Yanks Guardians at Yankee Stadium. Moving on to the 2025 Knicks. Eastern Conference Finals. For the first time in 20 years, the Knicks, 25 years, the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals, defeating Boston by 38. 38 points is the largest gap in New York Knicks playoff history. We're there. We're there. Indiana's coming. We have home court advantage. Game 1 Wednesday at the Garden. 7th Avenue is going to be jumping. 4 wins away from the NBA Finals, Bradley.
It's just like doesn't. First off, I had to represent with the playoff shirt. Game
Love
1
it.
against
Love
the Pistons,
it.
and then obviously the hat. Man, it just still doesn't feel real. That like if you told me before the season started that the Knicks would defeat the Boston Celtics in 6 games and make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, half of that I would say you're crazy. I didn't think before the season started they could beat the Boston Celtics, but now I'm on like a whole new like level. Like it's just like I've never had this feeling before with any of my sports teams in my 19 years of existence. It doesn't feel like this thing's gonna end without a championship. Like I've never like had this feeling where it's just like, man, my team could really go all the way and finally bring home a championship. And I felt that with this team from the moment the playoffs started in Madison Square Garden, Game 1 against the Pistons. I just had this feeling like I think this might be the year. And I know we say that New York sports fans say that every year.
Every year for every team.
But it just like it really does feel like this could be the year that New York sports finally sees a championship.
If you told me that the Knicks were going to beat the Boston Celtics by 38 in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals after losing by 23 and the Celtics hitting the most threes all time, Game 1, Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024, I would tell you you're insane, told you get checked into a mental hospital and lock yourself in a white room with no windows. But now it's real. Very real. The Knicks are here. They're here to stay. Big-time production from Jalen Brunson, as always. Big-time production from OG Anunoby, giving us 23. Cat with 12 rebounds. Josh Hart, 11 assists. We're a legit team. We have a chance at the finals. We have a chance to make the finals. We're going to beat Indiana in 6, Indiana in 5. They're not going anywhere. They're going to give us a hard time, but we're tougher, more grit. Mikal Bridges gave us 22 last night. 4 of our 5 starters in over 20 points. 119-81. We held Boston to 81 points.
Think of it. They basically scored, 2 points a minute, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Like, that's how bad Boston was yesterday. And I think Boston, I know I said this about the Spurs, are going to be the team to watch in terms of, like, the draft. But I think in terms of, free agency and, what happens with, a team, the Boston Celtics are probably at the top of that list, just below the Bucks and Giannis. Because, obviously, with 5 guys in this team making over $28 million, 2 of these guys are going to have to go. I think it's going to be Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. There was just a report earlier by Bleacher Report that Jrue Holiday is showing interest from several teams, but I think it's going to be Jrue Holiday and Porzingis that are going to be traded.
I'm going to stop you there, Bradley. We have a call. Call in. Lewis from Westchester. I can only imagine who this is.
How you doing, guys?
What's up, Lewis?
Great show. I had a question for both of you as diehard Knicks fans.
Ask away.
How are you guys going to do against the Pacers in this coming up series on Wednesday?
You're going to throw OG Anunoby on Pascal Siakam. You're going to throw Mikal Bridges on Tyrese Halliburton, and then you're going to pray Andrew Nembhard doesn't turn to Steph Curry like he did last year, and that's how it's going to be. You have Kat and Mitchell Robinson guarding Miles Turner, and then after that, just barbecue chicken for us. They aren't a strong defensive team. We're 10 times better on offense than they are on defense. It's 1, 2, 3, bing bang boom.
Who's JB going to guard, though?
JB is going to guard Andrew Nemhard and or Benedict Mathurin and pray that they don't drop 30.
And are you putting OG on Tyrese?
You're putting OG on Pascal Siakam.
Ooh, then was Mikal going on Tyrese?
Mikal Bridges is going to guard Tyrese Halliburton, which isn't crazy. Mikal Bridges has a longer wingspan. He's a more stretchy player, and I think he can have a equal first step to Tyrese Halliburton, which is where Tyrese Halliburton's most explosive. So
what about that Cat and Miles Turner matchup?
The Cat and Miles Turner matchup is going to be interesting because you're going to have a lot of substitution there. You're going to need to get Mitchell Robinson in more to guard Miles Turner, which is where I see that's going to be the biggest difference.
And Miles Turner can't guard Cat either.
Yeah, Miles Turner can't guard Cat. Miles Turner is equivalent on defense as Cat, except just a little bit taller, providing more blocks. But on the perimeter, it's light work there.
All right, it's good to hear, you guys. Thank you for taking my call. Shout out to George. You've been doing great. The Hard Rock himself. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Lewis, caller from Westchester. WFUV, Lewis Andrade.
WFUV zone.
Good to hear from him. But moving on to the Indiana series. Indiana's been scary. I'm going to be completely honest. They have been a little terrifying.
Are we being serious? Indiana's not really all that. I was more scared of Boston than Indiana.
I agree fully. I was definitely more scared of Boston, but after watching them beat up on, even though they were injured, the Cavs, they beat up on the Cavs.
Well, the Cavs are. I've been saying this. The Cavs are a regular season team.
I said that too, 100%.
I don't get why Donovan Mitchell does not get enough criticism. We criticize him.
Criticism.
Listen, hear me out. We criticize Embiid for never making a conference final, but look at Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's there the same supporting cast. Donovan Mitchell. I love Donovan Mitchell with everything.
Donovan Mitchell had the. Okay, hear me out. 8 years in a row.
They were hurt. They were hurt for 2 games. Mobley and Garland were hurt for 2 games.
Okay.
No DeAndre Hunter. You want Ty Jerome playing 35 minutes?
Can you let me finish, please? Okay, so 8 years in a row, Donovan Mitchell has been sent home before a conference final. He had Rudy Gobert. And he didn't do anything. Then he has Defensive Player of the Year.
They weren't the same. They weren't.
I know they weren't the same.
The Jazz team wasn't the same.
But Donovan Mitchell, it just proves that he can't just lead a team to I don't think he'll ever lead a team to a conference final.
You want to hear the starting 5? Please hear the starting 5.
The thing is that the starting 5 is so talented. It's just they couldn't do anything.
Game 2. Dean Wade, Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Ty Jerome, and Max Strus. You want Dean Wade, Max Strus, and Ty Jerome playing an average of 35 minutes a night in the playoffs? You got Dean Wade as your starting point guard?
Buddy, you remember the
Dean Wade.
You remember the
Dean Wade.
That
sounds like Wish.com Dwayne Wade.
You remember the 2023 playoffs when that team was fully healthy and they lost to Knicks in 5 games with Mitchell Robinson.
100%.
Mitchell Robinson was outplaying their entire team.
It's different. It was a different beast.
It's the same team.
It was their first year to get in that moment, in that setup. It was just different. It was a different situation last year. They weren't the number 2 team in the league last year. They were not.
That's true, but they were 2023.
They didn't have that. They didn't have enough playoff experience yet. That was
the Knicks. That was Jalen Brunson's first year.
Jalen Brunson has been a playoff demon his whole career. Jalen Brunson has been a playoff demon.
I know, but I'm just saying that was his first year in New York.
100%.
When the expectations were high.
You don't compare Jalen Brunson to Donovan Mitchell. That's just back to Jalen Brunson.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, in terms of 2023,
complete different beast. It was a different beast. You have to look at this cast. Dean Wade, Max Strus in the big 2025 playing 39 minutes. 39 minutes.
You're ignoring Jared Allen, Evan Mobley,
Donovan
and
Mitchell
Jerry
put up 48 in game 2.
He put up 48. But it's just the way the Cavaliers play basketball. It's like the Boston Celtics. It just annoys me. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen play basketball so soft. It's just Jared Allen is too nice. He has to stop passing the ball. Impose your will on the opponent's center and dunk the ball a couple of times. And Evan Mobley lives at the 3-point line.
Which is horrible.
It is horrible. I think if Mitchell Robinson was living at the 3-point line, Thibodeau would be playing him 45 minutes just to punish him.
If I was coaching and Mitch was playing at the 3-point line, I would plop him on the bench and never make him and have him sit there for the rest of the season.
No,
Anyways,
exactly.
the one game that they did win of that series, they had their entire starting five. Donovan Mitchell had to put up 43, and they won by 22. But then you look at the other games where they were hurt. They were coming off of injury. Game one was an interesting game. They lost by 9. They had they didn't have Darius Garland. They didn't have Darius Garland, and they lost by 9. They had Sam Merrill start and play 18 minutes. It's a bad day when Sam Merrill is playing 18 minutes.
I just feel so bad for Max Schuster, especially with that whole text message thing. That thing got blown up on social media. I just feel so bad for him.
You have to look at the series. The series was a quasi Mickey Mouse series because the Cavs didn't have their entire unit, and they had their entire unit, and they won. They lost game 2 by 1 point without their entire unit.
I still think the Cavs fully healthy wouldn't beat the Pacers.
I disagree.
I think Pacers would win that series in 7 games.
Right now, the best team on earth right now is the New York Knicks.
Well, obviously, yeah.
The best team on earth is New York. They have the most momentum going into this. They have the biggest city, best city in the entire world behind them. They're better than the Pacers.
I agree.
They would have beaten the Cavs.
I think the Knicks would beat the Cavs.
They can beat anyone right now.
Except OKC.
No.
Oh, we're just talking about East?
No.
Do not say Minnesota. I will take this headset off right now.
I think we can beat OKC.
Oh, okay. I think you say Minnesota could beat OKC.
I think we could beat OKC in 6. I think we beat him in 7.
I think that's 7 games because SJ might have those 2 games where he just gets these 29 different phantom calls and just foul baits the entire game. So you gotta also take that into account.
I think let's touch on the West right now for a little bit. We should look at the OKC and Denver series because that game is tomorrow. Exciting game, big game. It's not going to be the same game though. The Nuggets are likely to miss Aaron Gordon, which brings a lot of worry, with a hamstring strain, and the Nuggets are going to be relying too strongly on Nikola Jokic.
It's just
the MVP, by the way, who should be the MVP.
Oh, 100%. I know Angel Ducret's not going to like that.
Angel's not going to like that one. Shout out Angel graduating right now.
Congratulations, Angel. But, I mean, what I honestly think, I was actually watching Get Up the other day, and Mike Greenberg proposed this, and I actually agree with it. Put the MVP at the scores table. Winner gets MVP. I'm not mad at that.
I like that.
But even though I still think Jokic should win it,
Jokic should win it.
He should win it. It's
but the NBA likes to do this thing where they put the best player on the best team wins the MVP, which I disagree with strongly.
I disagree too. Jokic was never going to win this MVP. He could average 100 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists. He was never winning the MVP this year. It was going to SJ before the season really even started, in my opinion.
I disagree. I thought first week of the series, I was Donovan Mitchell.
Well, yeah, but then, reality set in.
Yeah, and the Cavs started to lose a couple games, and then now you look at OKC, best team in the league. They're supposed to win it all.
It's a disappointment. It's either championship or bust this year for OKC. And that might be a hot take.
I disagree. They have a future.
But you have one of the greatest defensive seasons in modern NBA history, and I think the largest. I believe they had the largest point differential in NBA history this year. I think it was like 22 points a game or something like that. But I think even though OKC has a really bright future, this year is championship or it's a failure of a season. And you can make the same argument.
Failure, yes, but that doesn't mean to bust. They're not blowing up the team after this year.
Oh yeah, well, okay, I misworded. I meant like a failure. Like if it's a failure,
for sure.
I think for OKC, and you can make the argument in New York. I will make the argument.
It's also a failure for Boston, by the way. Not even making
and
the
now
Eastern
they're
Conference Finals, coming off of a chip, not even making the Eastern Conference Finals.
I think that Boston ring was more fraudulent than the
Mickey Mouse ring. That Boston ring is equivalent to the Lakers ring in the bubble. Frauds. Knicks would have swept them.
I hope you see this, Chaz. I think the Lakers
bubble. Chaz somewhere out there is going to see this. He's going to see the featured segment. We're looking at you, Chaz.
The Celtics ring was more fraudulent than the bubble.
100%. On the topic of the Celtics, again, I know we're bouncing all over the place.
Yeah.
But on the topic of the Celtics, Kristaps Porzingis was trying to entice the Knicks into picking him up with the press conference last year. He said he felt some love at the Garden. Said he loves the way that the Knicks fans rally behind their players. He showed a lot of love, which leads one to believe is that his little proposition to possibly coming back.
I don't want him.
You don't want him?
Because here's the thing. No, listen, hear me out.
I would love KP off the bench.
First off, $28 million is going to be a lot for this team to handle, unless Mikal Bridges and I think Colin Towns also veteran eligible this summer. If they take that veteran discount, I won't be mad at it. But I don't think the Knicks should do anything this summer. They have
I don't know
blown
about
away
that.
expectations.
I don't know about that. I think
Maybe add
we
some
make a
bench
couple.
pieces.
Add a couple bench pieces.
Get rid of Landry Shamet, please.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Landry Shamet does not go anywhere.
No, you got to get rid of Landry
Landry
Shamet.
Shamet is my favorite player on this team right now. He is not going anywhere.
No, you got to.
Over my dead body is Landry Shamet leaving this team.
You got to get players that Thibodeau will play in the regular season.
Thibodeau played him in the regular season.
For what, 8 minutes
He dropped
a game?
30 against the Nets. 30.
Yeah, he played 30 minutes. Obviously, he's going to drop 30.
Exactly. If you give him minutes, he's going to give you 30.
He's not going to get 30 minutes though every game.
But you give him 20 minutes, he's going to give you 15.
No way Landry
He's gonna
Shamet will
give you
ever get
18.
20 minutes again. I'd rather have Tyler Kolek than Landry Shamet.
Absolutely not. Landry Shamet
Tyler
for mayor.
Kolek is going to be really, really good. When
Landry
he actually
Shamet
got
for mayor.
good minutes,
Give Landry Shamet the key to the city. He can run the city for me.
Landry Shamet. Oh wow, he averaged 15 minutes a game this year. Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
I did not know Landry Shamet was getting that many minutes.
Production. Landry Shamet is the mayor of New York. I would give him the key to the city. But let's look at the Western Conference Finals now. We have a couple of minutes left in this segment. Let's talk Western Conference Finals.
It's Timberwolves. You don't even have to. We don't have to make this really.
It's the Wolves. The Wolves play. If the Wolves play the Thunder,
that's Timberwolves in 6.
you think Wolves in 6?
Because the Timberwolves have had OKC's number this year, and I think that's going to continue into.
And I think with playoff Julius Randle, I could have a whole 3-hour show just on how much I dislike Julius Randle. But playoff Julius Randle currently, he's balling out. He's been a stud. He's been otherworldly for this Wolves team. He's been putting up 30 points like it's nothing. He had his first playoff triple double a couple nights ago. I think it was game 6 against the Warriors. He had his first playoff triple double where he put up 29 points. Oh, it was game 5 then. 29 points. Game 6 he had 29 points, 8 rebounds and 5 assists with a plus-minus of +4, which was enough to knock off the Warriors. And I feel that this Julius Randle that we're seeing is not the Julius Randle that was on the Knicks.
No, I'm telling you, his 3 of 17 games are going to happen, whether it's next series in the conference finals or it's in the finals against the Knicks. It's going to happen. He's going to shoot 3 of 17 from the field and have, 5 points? Like, in that elimination game,
Like
game
common,
6.
like what he used to do with the Knicks.
Exactly. In 2023 playoffs, when game 6, Brunson dropped 41 that game, Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, they were like Casper the Ghost, nowhere to be found. And I'm telling you, the Julius Randle 3 of 17 games are going to happen. And when it happens, I'm going to say I told you so.
100%. No, I've disliked Julius Randle since he stepped foot in a Knicks uniform, and I watched him not hustle back on defense. I've strongly disliked everything about his game. He's a shoot first, ask questions later player, and that's not something I see.
But shout out Dante DiVincenzo.
Shout out Dante DiVincenzo.
There's rumors that the Knicks are gonna try to get him back. Please, I really wish that the Knicks traded Deuce McBride instead of Dante DiVincenzo.
Absolutely not. Don't. Deuce is a core part of this team.
Deuce is really good on defense, but I think offense wise, I'd rather have Dante. I know you're a defensive guy, so that's why
my basketball brain is stuck in the 90s.
I'm just so Villanova biased. I really wish we kept Dante.
Abemus Papam. The Pope is a Knicks fan.
Yes, sir.
I love seeing those memes online.
Yeah, me too. It's like both went to Chicago high school, both went to Villanova, both are the leader of a team. The
Catholic Church, biggest team in the world.
Yep.
No other team has 1 billion people in it.
That's true.
But the Knicks have game 1 Wednesday 7:30. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals following tomorrow's Game 7 decider is Tuesday at 8 p.m. And predictions. Tomorrow's Game 7. What do you got?
If somehow Aaron Gordon miraculously decides to play, I don't know if he's been officially ruled out yet, but if he does play tomorrow, it's Denver is winning that game. But if he doesn't,
think Denver's going to win even if Aaron Gordon's playing on limited minutes?
I think so. Just so Aaron Gordon, even if he hits a couple of big buckets, I do think that Denver will take this game. But if he's not playing, then Denver can kiss their season goodbye, I guess.
I happen to agree. As a Knicks fan, I want Denver to win because I want the Timberwolves to just have a little waltz to the final.
I want home court advantage in the finals as well.
100% home court in the finals. I would sell my house. I would sell a kidney just to get in the house for that game. But game one at the Garden in the NBA Finals would be electric. And now I'm going to kick it to sports director Bobby Chaffardini for a little Indian 60 break.